When Sam and I go away in the van, we try and spend as little as possible on food so that we can make our money last as long as possible. So today what I want to try and do is see if I can make a meal for 50p. I've wondered for ages whether I could do this or not, but yeah, I've come to a Lidl and I'm going to buy the ingredients and see if I can cook a 50p dinner. Right, so I've been into Lidl and I've bought my ingredients. Now they've come to £6.73, but there's lots of stuff there that I've had to buy multiples of, which we won't use all of. So for example, I've bought a bag of parsnips and I won't need all of the parsnips in the bag, so I'll work out the cost for the meal for how many parsnips I've used. Same with things like onions, you know, a bag of onions for 99p. But if I'm only using one, that might be 10p or 8p or something. So yeah, I'll drive into the forest now and make a dinner. So Sam's a vegetarian. I'm not, but when we go away in the van, I like to eat veggie meals. There's no point me making two lots of dinners, one with meat and one without. But what I find when we're away in the van is that you only really need the fridge for meat and milk. So if you're not eating meat and you can survive without milk, you don't need to power the fridge all the time. Obviously, if I go to a campsite, I'll plug into the electric, then I'll use the fridge, I'll fill it with beer. I tend not to drink when I'm just sort of stealth camping and parking on the street, because I always think it's a bit risky in case the police come and you've had a drink and it's a bit of a grey area, so I just don't bother. I just drink when I'm at campsites. So I'm going to start off with an onion and a piece of garlic. The onion was a pack of 14 onions for 99p, so this onion owes us 7p so far. And again with the garlic, it was 39p for the garlic. Split down, this owes us 3p, so we're looking at 10 pence to start with. So I'm going to chop the onion and the garlic and I'm just going to fry that off in a little bit of coconut oil. I haven't included that in the cost of this meal. I always have coconut oil in the van. It would equate to a penny maybe, but yeah, that's going to be a freebie. So here's the onion chopped, and then what I'm going to do is use this little gizmo for the garlic. I haven't used it yet, so we'll see how it works out. So you put the garlic in here and just spin this round, and hopefully I'll chop it all up into tiny little bits I can fry off with the onion. That's the coconut oil I use. So they're browning off quite nicely. Now for the water. I haven't bought a bottle of Evian from the shop. This is just an old bottle that I keep refilling. I'm going to pour some of this in here. Put quite a bit of water in there. I'll lift this up so you can see. Maybe just a touch more in there. And then I'll add a vegetable stock cube that I bought earlier. Right, so they were 65p for 12, and obviously I'm only using one. Right, so yeah, so the stock cube then is 5p, and that's been added to the list. So we're up to 15p so far. So what I want now is the stock cube to mix in with the water and soften up that onion and garlic. So this is the biggest sweet potato I could find. It was 52p, and now what I'm going to do is peel it, chop it up in small bits, and chuck it in there with the water, the stock cube, the onions and the garlic. So that's what it looks like as I'm starting to chop up the sweet potato. Right, so that's all the sweet potato chopped. I had to put it in this little pot because there wasn't room. So that can all go in there. And then what I'll do is I'll give that a little stir around. So there's the parsnips. There were 65p for a bag. There was 5 in the bag, and I'm about to use 2. So that's 13p per parsnip. So that's 26p to add to the total. Right, I've chopped up the parsnip now. Obviously peeled it, chopped it into little bits, and I'll add this now. So I'm going to add the tomatoes next. I bought 2 tins of chopped tomatoes, and that they were 35p a tin. I'll give this a stir around. So there you can see it's all in the pot. Right, so there's the kidney beans that I've drained. They were just in water. And I shall add them in and then give this a stir. So as you can see, this is very full now. All I'm going to add to that is some chili flakes that I already had in the van, and some paprika and a bit of salt and pepper. I haven't assigned a value to these because, you know, how are you going to work out how much cost-wise you used of the chilies? So there we have it with everything on top here. I'll just mix this in. I would normally add mixed herbs, and I thought I had some in the van, but I must have finished them last time I cooked, so no mixed herbs today. I'm going to add some tomato puree. This was 59p. Obviously I'm not going to use the whole lot, so let's see, if I put that much in, I'm going to say 5p's worth, maximum. I'll tell you what, 5p can cover the salt and pepper, the chili flakes, and that. Yeah, all I'm going to do now is just pop the lid on this. It's on a low heat, and I'm just going to let it simmer for a while, I think. Right, it smells amazing here in the van. Let's just take the lid off of here and look at that. It's doing nicely. I shall still leave this for longer because I want to get the kidney beans to soften up. Obviously the sweet potato and parsnip to be nice and soft. But yeah, looking good so far. Right, so let's just have a little look here. So everything in that pot has so far cost £2.17. This boil in the bag rice was £1.75, and that's 8 bags, and each bag is 2 portions. So for us that works out at 11 pence per meal. So for us we're cooking 6 meals hopefully, so that'll be 66p to add to the cost of the food that's in that pot. So 66p plus the £2.17 that we've got cooking in the van at the moment brings us to £2.83 total cost for 6 meals. And 283 divided by 6 is 47 pence per meal. So I'm quite chuffed, that's under 50p, but we've got to see if we can get 6 meals out of that chilli first. Right, so let's give this a stir and see how we're doing. It smells amazing. So, moment of truth. I'll start with myself. So there we go. That is 6 portions of chilli that you could have with rice. So the cost includes having a bag of the rice, the boil of the bag rice. As I say, each bag is 2 servings. I'm not going to have the rice today because I just fancy the chilli, but I shall have this again tomorrow. By all means, if you guys have got any other ideas for cheap dinners, let me know. You know, put some comments down, and you know, I'm no expert at this by any means, but I don't mind taking some ideas from other people and trying to save some money. And anyway, there you go. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.